Hello! How's everyone doing today, guys? You all can hear me. Say something, I guess. I don't know. I know, right? Trying something new today. Well, keyword is try. It's probably not going to be any good, but whatever. We're just going to do this. We're going to laugh at people. We're all going to... I can tell you what's happening right now, but... It's gonna be a shit posting hell. I love it. I love it. I'm muted. Alright, you can hear me? Alright, good. Okay, good. So apparently you all can hear me. How's everyone doing today? I already apparently got some of those Snapchats that the 5 Points calls them. They call them super chats apparently. I can't believe this shit already. It's like fucking Bobby Bonilla Day and shit already. Alright, so should I put it on the webcam? Should I show you my basement lair of basement? Alright. Dante151 giving $10 saying, I love that Mets video, dude. Thank you, man. I appreciate it, brother. Bo Bandy, $5. Love you, Tree. If you're ever in San Jose, I got you for tickets and a blunt. Unfortunately, if I smoked weed, I would definitely take you up on that, but hey, I appreciate it, my man. Thank you, brother. Jerry Schultz, $3.99. Thank you, my man. Vanderbear Andrew, $10. All hail the almighty Tree. So, I kind of expected this to be a little, like, just random, but I guess that's how it is, man. Show us the Yinzer lair. Very well. Let's see that ugly-ass Yinzer face. Very well. Be patient with me, I'm still trying to set everything up. So this is the first time I've ever really streamed anything per se, so give me just a quick second. I'm gonna add this ugly ass webcam here. It's gonna be ugly as hell. And yep, there we go. Ugly as hell. Yinzer Flare. Yinzer Lair. Welcome. Welcome, my friends. Lair of Yinzer. Shit. Here we go, guys. I know, right? Well, and Lord and Savior Joe Hicketts. So I did want to ask. I just gotta check something real quick. Is well, I kind of technically did a face reveal already, so oh yeah, we're rocking out right now, man. Yep, Yinzer Lair, man. Oh. I'd say more like a 2. Come on. Common white guy. Honestly, if Tavares leaves, it's gonna be like LeBron leaving Cleveland. People are gonna riot, and it's gonna be pretty bad, man. Mainly in that regard, but it's a. Yeah, I'm playing a little OTP. Just want to see how it is. Like, I haven't played OTP in a few years. I really like this game. It's more of like something that it's not for everybody. Because in that regard, like OTP, it's a managerial simulator. You're looking at it like it's like the MLB The Show franchise mode or the NHL franchise mode on steroids. If you're into that sort of thing, you're gonna love it. But if not. But in the meantime, let's take a look at free agency here. We got here. Cam Ward's gone. And unfortunately, there goes, I think, the last remnant of their 06 Cup run. So he's going to Chicago for a year. Because, I mean, they needed another shitty goaltender to go with Anton Forsberg and Vertigo man, Mr. Corey Crawford. Which is nothing to say anything bad against Vertigo, and it's bullshit, but Chicago's kind of fucked. Sorry. I thought that said Reeves for a second. I'm like, I didn't go with the app. But that guy's going back to the Golden Knights, the Kniggets. Blue Jackets. So, where do you guys think that Panarin's gonna head off to? I think, because at the end of the day, you're gonna be, well, TSN's gonna be like a little. I can fix that a little quick. Yeah, I turned down the music. So, yeah, like sometimes like it can go like a little high, sometimes it can go a little low, but seemed to be good. I turned it down for you guys. Scott Foster. Well, let's put it this way. There are a lot of teams that sign untradeable one-year contracts. Apparently the Black... done a 7-year deal with Tampa. Well, I did turn it down. Control, delete. No. It's Alt F4. Get it right. Alright, let me check out some new super chats here. Jesus, I can't even keep up with this. Sublime, $2.99. You're the best person I know when it comes to salt. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Skull Vikings, $1.99 from Kyle John. I probably butchered the hell out of that name, but hey, appreciate it, brother. Thank you. Sam Hawk, $1.99. White Sox baseball's failed reconstruction site. They are they're an interesting case. I thought they'd do well this year. Oh, better. That's the key. But they're deep in the tank. And apparently people want Big Game James. I'm just going to laugh my ass off whenever somebody trades for him because Big Game James is, yeah, it's rough. Mr. Mephisto, $10. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. You too, my friends. Happy Bobby Bonilla Day. To me, this is the greatest day of the year. Bobby Bonilla Day, laughing at free agency, Rick DiPietro Day. It's going to be Chris Davis Day in a few years. Everything's going to be beautiful. And where do I think Tavares is going to land? Oof, it's tough. Part of me wants to say San Jose, because I think they've got the cap space to pull it off. Music's still too loud, huh? It's probably the song. Try this. Okay, maybe a new song will do it. Yeah, problem is I don't have a preview for the bed, so I can't. Okay. Rumbly Biscuit, $2 Canadian. You don't look like a tree. Where's the real tree? Well, the real tree is, he's, kidnapped in my basement. I've tied him up. He's, I'm holding him hostage right now. So, unfortunately, I can't really gauge you on that, regard of that. Ace of Gaming, £5. British. We're going global now, motherfucker. Stastny Golden Knights, 3 years, 6.5 mil. I'm all right with it. I mean, I figured he'd get a longer term, but 3 years I think is pretty palpable. My question is, like, do you throw him on the second line, or do you like, or do you just roll with that? I'm trying to think what would happen that. I mean, otherwise, I don't think it's a bad deal. Mainly because the term's light. I mean, somebody like a JVR, you're looking at 7 years? Or wait, 5 years. 5 years. Doughty getting 8 years for 11 million. Jesus Christ. That's, yeah. Dodger of Zion with $5 saying, I'll hit you up sometime this week. Yeah, I'm gonna be, this gentleman, he's a gaming streamer. I'm probably gonna go on one of his streams someday. Seems like a pretty cool dude. And I'll probably be shooting the shit there, too. I'll let you know when that comes around. Sublime D, $4.99. Just an Eagles fan doing Philly things. You know how I feel about Eagles fans, man. Come on. You know how I feel about Philadelphia. I'm on the other side of the state. Can't tell you with that. What is your pick for the MLB NFL? Well, MLB, I'm going to say Yankees. Cubs look pretty good. Red Sox look pretty good. It's the original suspects. You know. You're reaching a point where it's like a lot of teams are just going to be screwed out right now. You're going with like, the Astros, Yankees, Red Sox. The Indians are going to be up there, but they're probably going to choke in the first round because that's what they do. Cubs. Nats, if their offense bothers to show up, I think they'll be all right. I would probably say... I would go with, Dodgers, probably. 615 Death Dealer, $2. Hey, man, from an Astros fan, thanks for call. Yeah, I unfortunately appreciate it. That's what he should have been in Pittsburgh, but unfortunately, the Pirates can't develop players. And once Josh Bell and Gregory Polanco leave, they probably become all-stars. Just bet you any money that's how it turns out to be. Because look at Morton, look at Alan Hansen and Gorkis Hernandez in San Fran, look at Joey Bats, Brandon Moss, Jesse Chavez for a little bit. Shit. Like, it's pretty commonplace. It's just, they're so stubborn in their approach, they're doing a one-size-fits-all thing, and that's what's going to happen. Kevin Syka, $2. I probably butchered that name too. I'm sorry, brother. Buy the Pirates with our money. Unfortunately, Nutting ain't selling. I'm sorry, brother. He's looking to sell it down to his kids. Unless I marry into that family, which I doubt. I think, like, their kids are, like... They're, like, really young. So, unfortunately, that probably ain't happening. Don't Feed Phil with $5. I can't see here. What is... Yep. You look like one of those assholes who drives trucks with hydraulics, or probably that Yinzer car in the Steelers video. Well, I mean, I do have a Penn shirt on. Sorry, I mean, I gotta rep out, and I'm probably gonna be bitching because they're gonna sign Jack Johnson or goddamn like Chris Kunitz and Matt Cullen. I'm gonna be bashing my head in by the end of the day, and it's gonna be awful. But yeah, I mean, I pretend to not be a Yinzer, but at the end of the day, it's probably gonna be Yinzerish. The foul, but $5 Canadian. Thoughts on Doughty's deal? Way too much money. 11 mil. Eric Carlson sitting back there licking his chops because he's going to be free from Ottawa. He's going to get a big old deal. He's going to get a lot of money. And at the end of the day, looking in the future, you're going to be looking at like guys like, well, not Ekman Larson, but you know, Ristolainen in like about 4 or 5 years' time. He's going to get paid. And Carlson, that's the biggest long-term impact. Doughty, they threw a shitload of money at him. Have fun with that. But, Yep. Yep. But, alright. Jared Thurman, $5. I unironically think the Cardinals have a wildcard shot this year. Well, the way I see it, the NL Central and just the National League in general is really tight-packed. I mean, technically nobody's out of it. Even the goddamn Mets could make it. I know. The Mets making it, it's gonna be awful. I apologize about that. But, see how about that, like, but if I were to pick wildcard teams right now, it's probably gonna be a team in the NL Central, so it's gonna be the Cubs. or the Brewers, depending on which team goes first. And then we are going to go... Spain's out. Oof. That's what happens when you fire your manager right before the World Cup. Jerry Schultz, $9.99. Take my money and fuck you, Spanos. Well, I mean, that's pretty obvious. Fuck Spanos. $5 Canadian. Happy Canada Day. How about that Montreal mess? Well, Bergevin's just sitting around doing stuff. He's not going to get Tavares, and it's going to be bad. Oh, hold on. It looks like we got some news. We got news here, boys. John Tavares is gone. John Tavares is gone. Bye-bye, Tavares. Hold on. I gotta... Let's stop this for a second. I need to play something. It's unfortunately gonna be a shocking, hardcore reality for Islanders fans. I know a few of them who are going to be really goddamn pissed at this. But it's time, my friends. We gotta pour one out for the homies. Pour one out for those horrible homies. If I can find this damn thing. Here we go. Sorry, guys. Islanders fans. I'm so sorry. Pour one out for the homies. Goodbye, Mr. Tavares. You will not be back here again. You have pissed off the Islander faithful, and apparently your loyalty was to Garth Snow. Where did I go? Shit. I must have lost it after the, Yeah, I should still be on, right? Huh. Unless I vanished. There we go. But that's too bad. I mean, this is why I did it, because I wanted these live reactions to the Tavares sweepstakes or with everything like that. But, yep, apparently he gone. And Spain is out of the World Cup. And Chris Paul is going to be getting $40 million per year. Chris Paul. And have fun with that in about 3 years, because he's going to keep getting injured. And it's going to be pretty rough. Alright. Let's keep going with some of these Super Chats. Goddamn, now I'm fucking saying that. You will never know for $5. How about a Tennessee Titans Houston Oilers legacy of failure? That's a pretty good one. Always 1 yard short, unfortunately. So it always gets thrown out of the pipeline. Dodger of Zion with another $5. Spoiler alert, bro. I'm not a man. It's pretty obvious, unfortunately, because you assume it's the internet. Everything is a man on the internet. And when you realize it's a woman, you sit there shocked. It's like, what? Okay. But thank you, ma'am. Still a big fan of yours, and all the Yinzers in North Myrtle Beach make me cringe. Yeah, it's pretty obvious. There's a lot of Yinzers everywhere, man. I saw Yinzers in Virginia Beach last week. Saw Yinzers. There's Yinzers everywhere because, A, they're on vacation. They want to get the hell out of Pittsburgh. I don't blame them. And then you deal with, like, all the... just the... I don't know. Crazy people. Dan Young, $10. Love the channel. As a Phillies fan, I'd love to see you do a video on them, even though they're not too bad this year. Think about the Phillies. Yes, they would have been great a couple years ago when Ruin Tomorrow Jr. was still their GM. And that might not be a bad idea for a video. Just a comprehensive history of Jacob DeGrom. I'm sorry, not Jacob DeGrom, but I'm looking at my goddamn super chats already. But like a comprehensive history of Ruben Amaro Jr. But that sort of thing. Kyle John, for $1.99, the Vikings will win Super Bowl 33. They're probably a favorite, but unfortunately they're probably going to break your hearts again. Because this is what the Vikings do. You should know this by now, unfortunately. But don't worry, you can at least laugh at me about the Pirates. It's what happens, man. Patrick Bateman for €5. Congrats, Spain. Spain. Congratulations. You've lost to Russia, and you're probably going to deal it's about rigging, but whatever. Not a big deal. Alright, we're back. I got the real stuff back instead of the taps. Bank Shifley, $5. The Islanders have been officially declared out of the yelling police discuss. I kind of did. I was laughing my ass off repeatedly. It's hilarious. It's beautiful. And I love it. Only because Tavares, you kind of knew this was coming. Especially from the latter of the year. They've wasted him. Let's not lie to ourselves. And that's because of Garth Snow. And apparently he had loyalty to Snow? That's ridiculous, because of course Snow's the reason why they've been run into the ground. That's why your defense was a fucking mess. That's why you had Jack Capuano for, I don't know, 25 years too long. But Jack Johnson, sorry, no, too much term. I'm not a fan. I was hearing on like local radio about how he's like a playoff warrior. He's not a playoff warrior. He didn't even play a single game for the Blue Jackets this year. What do you want me to do, man? Come on. Am I seriously reading that correctly? I'm almost at 1,000. Jesus Christ. In Prompto, I'm getting fucking 1,000? The fuck? Seriously? Thank you guys, dude. I appreciate it. I didn't expect shit with this. But, guys, thank you. From the bottom of my heart, thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I hope I can... You need to get cattle prods and start whipping me into shape a little more. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. Max Scorin with a $1 donation. Thank you, brother. Gad Zooks with $5.01. As a Reds fan, we're embarrassing. At least the Eagles have that Super Bowl for me to celebrate until August. Speaking about the Reds, they've been okay. Okay. I mean, they're not going to make the playoffs, but they're not a dumpster fire. They're not 3-15. So at least you have something like that to celebrate. But maybe I'll take whatever I can get if you're a Reds fan. That's all I'm saying. Iden C, $1 Canadian. Thank you, brother. Chris Kovacs, $5. Walking mediocrity punchline for Buffalo. It keeps, like, scoring me down. I'm trying to take a look at this. Fan here. Thanks for the great commentary and the laughs. Any thoughts on Rasmus Dahlin? Well, Dahlin and Ristolainen, you salivate about decor. That's something that could forge you for a decade. And you've got, like, the basic core in place. You have Ristolainen and Dahlin. I mean, Carter Hutton, I don't know how he's going to do. I don't think he's going to put up those statistics again. But he may have a chance. Because if you remember correctly, Rasmus Dahlin... A little too loud. Sorry, guys. I'm going to turn this down again. And here I am rambling again. But yeah, you still have Jack Eichel, but the problem is you need depth. Sabres don't really have it right now. Connor Sherry, like, he's okay. The problem is, like, he's so easy to knock off the puck. It's like the little boy in ice hockey. And every player's a fat man besides him. You just sit there and he just gets knocked around, like, up, and he's like, up, he's on the ground. He's not a bad skill player, but he's just too small. And that's the real issue there. 615 Death Dealer, $2. Another news, Long Island is sunk into the sea. We knew that from a while ago, unfortunately. You still have Barry Trotz, you still have Old Man Lou Lamoriello. I can't wait for them to scramble for, like, somebody like Ryan O'Reilly, maybe. But you still have Barzal. So you're going to be okay. Everything's going to be fine. Let's pat you on the head. You're good. You're good. Good boys. You're good. Dank Dirty Dan for $2. The Lakers are the Dallas Cowboys of the NBA. Well, Dallas Cowboys at least have Jerry Boy. LA Lakers at least have won something over the past decade. Or decade and a half. So, there's at least that. I'd say the Knicks are more like the Dallas Cowboys. The big name, that's just a total clown show that doesn't win anything. That's at least what I feel. South 98 for $5. Do you see Thor or DeGrom moving at the deadline? It depends on the return they get. They're looking at him. I'm going to say yes. Because at this rate, there's not much you can really do. Like, you can get a premium for DeGrom right now. So you got to look at that. And the issue with Thor is just he can't stay healthy. He's been injured the last 2 seasons. Before You Love Shine for $2. Sonny Gray is not AL East material. Something about the Yankees fans that just keep, like, booing everybody that sucks. They were booing him off the field last night, right? Something ridiculous like that. But, I mean, they did this with Giancarlo in April, and he's been fine. There are a lot of pitchers that can't compete in the AL East because it's such a tight division. There's a lot of hitters-friendly ballparks. It's a different medium. You're in a different microscope. And sometimes you can't work out. I mean, look at A.J. Burnett. Like, he didn't really work out with the Yankees. Goes to a smaller market in Pittsburgh, and he does all right. Sometimes it happens. Drew, 99 cents Canadian. Thank you, brother. Wolf Eyes, $2. Lol, the Mets lost to the Marlins again. What a shocker. The Mets, they're losing the series to the Marlins. But that's the Mets for you. The Mets are terrible. They're a goddamn wreck. UT always so pixelated. It's because of my potato camera. I'm using my potato cam. That's why. But, yeah. One of those things. Dante, 151 for 20 bucks. Jesus. Thank you, brother. What are your thoughts on the NHL draft? Well, I think Detroit got some interesting pieces there. Zadina fell to them randomly because I think Arizona was so desperate for a center. And that Ottawa took the gritty guy and Brady Tkachuk. He picked the name. Montreal had a hard-on for Jesperi Kotkaniemi. And then you have Svechnikov in Carolina. The Penguins didn't do a damn thing. They only had like 4 picks. So unfortunately, you couldn't have anything in that regards. But it was I thought it was interesting. I think like it's one of those things you can't really debate for another 5 years. Islanders landed into a few nice pieces, and they almost technically got Ryan O'Reilly, and Max Pacioretty almost went to, I think it was Buffalo, I want to say. And then like they had 2 players that just like Dobson and Wallstrom that just fell into their maps, and it just fell out of the wayside, I think. Justin NPC for $4.99. Thoughts on PG getting a max deal with the Thunder? Also, are Lakers fans on suicide watch? Paul George getting a max deal. I thought he would leave. I'm kind of surprised by that. I remember seeing a tweet. Like, I think I retweeted it. Like, I do have a Twitter. Same name. Urinating Tree. I call it Urinating Ree now because the Caps won the cup, and I was pretty triggered over that. It's a lot of live reaction. I just sit around and bitch about stuff. It's just off-the-cuff stuff. I mean, most of you may be on that, but there are a few people that take care of that. Lakers fans aren't on suicide watch yet. Paul George, I thought, was a given for them. They'll be on suicide watch if LeBron either stays in Cleveland or goes elsewhere. And then I laugh at the Lakers because, well, let's face it this way. That was what they were shooting for. They were going to go for, you know, the big fish. They were going to create a super team. Because, like, they're going to have to trade a lot if they want to get Kawhi. Because you're looking at, like, giving up Kuzma, Lonzo, Julius Randle, like, draft pick swaps for about 5 to 6 years. Because LA doesn't really have leverage right now. San Antonio's got the leverage, even though they're in a bad situation right now. Pharaoh Edmondson for $5. LA Dodgers will take the NL West. And damn it, come on. The super chats keep, like, falling down. LA Dodgers will take the NL West. We are 3 or 4 games behind the D-backs. Like always, Dodgers wait until the last minute to shine. The key with the Dodgers is everyone keeps getting injured. They lose all their players. And, like, I feel like they're going to be big on Machado. They're going to go for, like, broke at the deadline because, once again, this is their championship window. And they're really stinging from last year. They need a lot to go, like, what they really need are players to stay healthy. They need Julio Urias to come back strong. They need Clayton Kershaw to come back alright. They need, back to roll back. They need that sort of thing. Don, hashtag Bruins Gang Sweeney, $2 Canadian. Happy Canada Day. Also, JT to the Bruins. If John Tavares goes to the Bruins, I think I will probably build a shrine to Don Sweeney and apologize for everything that I said to him. Because it's getting to the point where it's just like, yeah, it's a little rough. $7 Canadian from Raphael Leduc. As a Habs fan, Marc Bergevin sucks. It's pretty obvious. But once again, the ultimate French Canadian. You can't deny that sort of suave, metropolitan feel that Marc Bergevin does for you. I expect him to go after Jumbo Joe Thornton for a year, and it's going to be probably one of the saddest things I've ever seen because his knee's shot. But unfortunately, it's one of those things. Iden C97 for $5 Canadian. Your Canucks goal count brought me as a fan, as they deserve the video you made. How do you feel about the Penguins trade to Buffalo? With that trade, it was a salary dump, let's face it foremost. Matt Hunwick didn't work out. Connor Sherry kind of is getting phased out. They're going to be looking at like Daniel Sprong or Simone or something along those lines. But you're using that cap space on Jack Johnson. Yeah, not crazy about it. I'm sorry, man. Tom Dill, 199. Coors Fields prevent Rockies from World Series crown. Well, what really is the issue is that you throw all the money at your bullpen and it turns back to shit. That's your problem. Didn't you put in humidors so the home runs were down? So there's your issue right there. And you also only have two players that really form an offense. Charlie Blackmon and Nolan Arenado. Trevor Story hasn't really panned out. Cargo's declining. Ian Desmond is very hot and cold. Dude, I don't think who else they really have right now. But I can't really figure about that. Perry the Outlaw for 199. What about LeBron going to the 76ers theory? I would not look forward to the endless posturing of the fan base. And honestly, I don't know if him and Ben Simmons really mesh well together. If it were him and Embiid, I think that would go well. But, like, Simmons and James are both guys that thrive with the ball. And it's going to be, like, a weird situation for them. And I'd rather them not. I think I'd rather them go to the Lakers so I can just go to LA and just, like, chill and, like, and just fade away. And hopefully beat the Warriors, which, I mean, probably not going to happen, but all you can really say. Cal John, 199, are you actually a Steelers fan? I grew up as a Steelers fan. Because fuck them. I mean, they're easy to hate. Let's not lie to ourselves. Got Antonio Brown bitching about the critics when he throws his entire life on social media. Le'Veon Bell bitching about the haters and just acting like yeah, it's not good. Big Ben saying he's going for another 5 years and then debating retirement. Your defense is a turnstile. You've lost the one guy that you needed back there in Shazier. It ain't happening, unfortunately. But it's, yeah. I can't tell, but like, there's a part of me that thinks they're going to implode soon. It's just there's too much going on. There's too much drama. And they can only coast on high-end talent for so long. It only takes an injury or two and then down to 4-12. I mean, look at the Giants. That's all I'm saying. Rikaku the Salcro, $5. Not a free agent question, but after your thoughts on the XFL, what are your thoughts on the Alliance of American Football? I think they're going in a little too quickly. Because aren't they starting next winter, I think it is? But it's like getting like a little rough for them. And it's going to be, and it's going to be a situation where it's just like, where you're going to get your talent. I mean, you're bringing in, like, different teams. You can't force it. Look at what happened with the XFL, and they rushed it too quickly. I'll be interested to see how it goes, but it's a bit skeptical on that right now. But at least they're going to have the TV rights. That's all I see. Jason Ochoa, 199. Are you the low-collar predictions? I wish not, but unfortunately it appears to be the case, because everything blows up in my face. But we'll see about that. Alex Galloway, $2. Is the AL playoff picture pretty much set? The only issue I have really right now is the second wild card. The Mariners, they haven't punched their fans in the dick yet, but they're going to be okay. But, like, they might fall apart. The Oakland A's have been doing alright. I think the Angels are still kind of in it if they can get Ohtani back and maybe get pitching. But I think those are the only three that really have a shot right now. Like, the Blue Jays are too inconsistent. The Rays are still, like, are trying to tank. Keyword is try. And the AL Central's a joke. So, unfortunately, it ain't happening. 615 death deal for $5. Hey, man, how do you think the Astros are going to go after the deadline? I think they're just going to bolster depth. That's the way I really see it. Maybe a bullpen arm or two. They're probably going to go for maybe a bench bat. But nothing too crazy, I don't feel like. I don't think they need too much right now. Dank Dirty Dan for $2. Thanks about hosting a Discord/call-in show. Wouldn't be a bad idea. I'd need to, update the software. Maybe like hour or two. But that's something for the future. That's not a bad idea, man. Zach Fouch. It's Fouch. I butchered that name. I'm sorry, brother. And I probably still butchered it. 199. Luke Weaver gave up 10 hits and 8 runs yesterday. Yep, to the Braves. 10-0. It got bad. Whew. Bad. Oh. Hold on. John Tavares to the Leafs. Oof. Uh-oh. John Tavares going to the Leafs. What the fuck? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Hold on. Hold on. I need a goddamn tracker here. Tavares informs Isles he won't resign. Let's take a little update here. Tavares will have a new home. Alright, let's take a look here. Anything else really happened besides Tavares to Toronto? Jack Johnson, the Penguins. Paul Stastny back to the Golden Knights. JVR to the Flyers. Tyler Balsack and David Perron going back to the Blues. I don't know what they're really going to do with Bozak. I mean, he's... What's the term on that? That's the issue I have with that. Carter Hutton going to the Sabres. He was the only real topic. Thomas Vanek going to the Red Wings, which means he'll put up like a bunch of points yet do nothing else of note. Because he's mostly a mercenary gunner. He'll just vanish at big times. Jonathan Bernier going to the Red Wings. Perfect, because the Soviet music's coming back on there. Like, the Red Wings rebuild is not in their dictionary. You know this, man. And now they're going to have a bunch of... like, probably... Do you have the money to still pay for, like, Mantha and Dylan Larkin and Athanasiou? I can't tell you. Derek Ryan joining his old coach with the Flames. Ian Cole going to the Avs. Not bad there. Jesperi Kotkaniemi getting an ELC. I hope to God they don't wreck him. But, I mean, it'd probably be easier for him to go stateside. Oilers bringing back Kyle Brodziak. 2-year, $2.3 million contract. Shore up that depth, boys. Even though he'll probably decline because he's old. But oh well. Michael Grabner to the Arizona Coyotes on a 3-year contract. Peter Mrazek going to the Carolina Hurricanes because they needed another shitty goaltender to go with their shitty goaltender. Oilers signing Kevin Gravel to a 1-year, 2-way deal with $700,000. Ryan McDonough staying there in Tampa Bay for 7 years. Woo! For 29s, that's going to hurt at the end. You've only got about, what, 2 to 3 years in that window? They're probably going to choke it, aren't they? God damn it, Yzerman. I'm not forgiving you for blowing that 3-2 series lead to Washington. All that talent, you can score nothing? Come on. Fuck. Yep. JVR, no protections. No trade clause protection, though. So you're looking at $7 million, $6 million, $4 million. That means he'll probably become a Melnick property around this time. So, because, you know, Melnick's all about saving the money. Valeri Nichushkin coming back to the Dallas Stars. Good. Hopefully he can pan out. Because you kind of need more depth there. Like, you need more than one line. That's what I'm saying. Joakim Nordstrom joining the Boston Bruins, 2 years, $2 million contract. Blake Como, 3-year deal. I found Blake Como to be weird because, like, he'll always put in that depth and then he'll, like, vanish at the weirdest times. It's always been like that regard there. But let's take a look at more of these Snapchats here. James Punk, $2. Thank you, brother. Alex Thye, $5. What the fuck are the Bruins signing? Only good guy we got is Halak. Everyone else is third or fourth line fodder. Well, let's see if you get Tavares first, because apparently that's the big thing you're doing right now. Yaroslav Halak is always a guy, like, if you keep him sheltered, he'll be fine. But it's going to be... I can't tell you. It's the Bruins. They didn't really need depth. They needed more, like, just youth and speed to bring in, which I thought they were doing all right with. Wolf Eyes, $2. Do you think the New York Jets will do okay next season? I think they might do same or tad better. But at this rate, I think you're just waiting for Darnold's development. That's your key right now. If he doesn't develop, you're done. Because, I mean, that's the guy you traded all those assets for. You're looking at Teddy Bridgewater, which I hope he does well, but I don't know if he's really going to do anything else there. Be Free You Love Shine, $2. Gray to New York Mets, DeGrom to the Yankees. Make it happen, Fred. Sonny Gray to the Mets. Would he be another turnstile there, too? Well, who else would you trade for, like, DeGrom there? Like, would you trade probably Clint Frazier? Or, like, a couple other old guys that'll get injured? Captain Epic, $5. You really need to stop bashing the Steelers for the simple reason of all the things you bashed are gone. Haley, Mitchell, and MB. Well, there are a couple things that I still bashed. I bashed AB, I bashed Le'Veon, I bashed Ben. Well, I mean, it's just like, the team's not really all that likable right now. That's the problem. And I mean, they did strides. Todd Haley needed to go. They brought in, like, another yes man for Ben. Mike Mitchell, once again, I don't know how Burnett's going to do. Hopefully he can stay healthy. But I just don't know about that. Martavis Bryant, I mean, I knew he was gone when he demanded that trade. And now he might be getting suspended because, once again, he can't stay off the weed. But apparently that was falsified, so I couldn't tell you. Kyle B, $199. What do you think about the Sherry trade? As I said, I think it's just a basic salary dump. I'm still not crazy about them using the space on Jack Johnson, but what can you do? Tronathan 242, $5. Please have a good laugh at my Cubbies for daring to trust you. And that's pretty easy in that regard. I mean, it's you, Darvish. But, like, Game 7 will go down to the annals of history. He can't stay healthy right now, which is sad, but he's getting paid. So, I mean, I have nothing personal against you, Darvish. I think he's a solid pitcher, but memes come first. You always know this, man. The memes always come first. Always. Robert Lucord, $5. Will the Houston Texans be contenders if everyone doesn't become crippled? Yes. And the question is, you technically would have been contenders last year, but everyone got injured. If Deshaun Watson was good, and he stayed healthy, he probably would have snuck in as a wildcard. Just saying. Shock Factor, $9.99. JVR coming back to Philly, I think, is a blessing in disguise. Yes, the contract is heavy, but it means we aren't keeping the physical guys who don't fit the style of Flyers hockey right now. Well, the Flyers have more become a speed-based team. They're not really big bruisers anymore. Although you do have the Lumberjack still, so I couldn't tell you. I think it is a pretty steep price, but apparently he was very lackadaisical in Toronto. He's very inconsistent. And I think that's my biggest issue right now. With JVR, at least. But what they really needed was goaltending. At least a nice stopgap. Because what's happening right now with them, it ain't cutting it. And it still ain't gonna cut it. Just saying. Mr. Mephisto, $5. John Tavares going to Toronto, according to every Leafs fan. Oh, great. Just we needed more insufferability from Maple Leafs fans. Because we needed more of that, right? If this blows up in their face, you know what's happening there. Biggers holes on D, the Penguins or the LA Kings? Ooh, it's a toughie. Whew. That's a toughie. I mean, I'm gonna say Penguins because I see them more often. The LA Kings I don't really have a chance to watch. But that's more of a bias. I couldn't tell you there. Polybius AL, $5, £5, sorry. What do you think of the best and worst free agent deals so far, and who will sign Tavares? Well, I'd say the worst ones are probably the ones where you don't really feel a need. Detroit is just like signing a bunch of like random guys and the guys of competing, when in reality, they're just going to be traded for a couple mid-round picks. That's what I'm really seeing right now. Love the videos, inspiring me to potentially make my own soon. Thank you, brother. And the way I see it, if you have an idea, you have a passion, and you have like a sort of like fire for it, I say go for it. As like, I mean, there's a lot of stuff I can't get to. That's all I'm saying. So you should really do it like that. Max Gorn, $2. JT to the Leafs is official for 7 years. Yep, I already know Tavares is a Leaf. Yeah, I'm trying to read the chat. The problem is, like, I'm just... Yep, I know Tavares is going to be a Leaf. I want to see the term. Hold on, let me look this up. It's like everything keeps going, like, chugging for me right now. So I can't really... 7 years, $11 million. Whew, Jesus. Jeez. Oof. Damn. Well, I'm gonna shitpost on Twitter for a little bit. God damn. But yeah, it's 7 years, $11 million. Look at the money they're throwing around. He did get McDavid money, but it went with Toronto. But, ladies and gentlemen, it's officially time we laugh at Mark Bergevin. Because once again, this was your game plan to get John Tavares, and now he's going to your biggest rival. Oh, Bergevin. Yeah, that big old billboard in the background that just said John Tavares. Everything was going to be beautiful, and then he says, nope, I don't want anything to do with you. But yeah, it's, have fun signing Jumbo Joe for a year and die. But, take care, Chaos. Have a good day, man. As I said, I can't really focus on the chat too much because I'm trying to, like, focus on other stuff. I still can't believe I have 1,000 people on here. Jesus Christ. Max scoring, $2. JT to Leafs is official. Bark Shifley, $2. Tavares chose the Leafs. Brett Smart Productions, $1.99. Your channel's 50 times better than ESPN's not top 10. Thank you, brother. I don't know if I could compare myself to ESPN, but, I mean, better production at least, right? Javon McGoat. Good name, man. $2. Mariners, a legacy of failure. Thoughts? The Mariners, I want to see what happens with this season. Because they haven't made the playoffs. They're the team with the longest streak right now. But, wait. The Habs got Plekanec back. They got back the turtleneck. Uh-oh. They got their first line center. There we go, baby. Woo! Vinsanity 57. $2. Can I get an FU Spanos? Oh, pretty easy. Fuck you, Spanos. Sorry, I had to. I whore for the money. Sorry. Every time. Red Hurricane, $2. Where do you think Kawhi plays next season? I'm thinking it's either San Antonio or Los Angeles. Because even though, like, he's on an impasse with San Antonio, they seem like the organization that's able to hammer that stuff out. At the very least. Spanos, $2. Just saw this up. Keep up the great work. And I literally just disparaged this man's poor name. Poor Spanos. I'm sorry, man. Thank you, brother, though. Don't sue me, please. The Big Jactus, $2. As a diehard Texas fan, I demand a Texans vid. I want to see what keeps happening with them, because it's going to be pretty bad. As long as everyone doesn't get injured again, you should be okay. Target Toad, $9.99. $5. Any thoughts on the Arena Football League? Yes, it still exists. Also, we all know LeBron's going to the Knicks. LeBron's going to the Knicks as a GM in about 10 years, and he's going to run them into the ground. We all know that's going to happen. And it's going to be beautiful. Chad M, $1.99. Any World Cup vids incoming? I'm debating a topic or two, but it's going to be one of those situations where it's just like that sort of thing. Like, you know, bad topics, congratulations, maybe a sports ball vid. Perry the Outlaw, $1.99. Your Sharks videos made me a hockey/Sharks fan. Thank you, brother. I appreciate it, my man. I mean, I enjoy doing that one. Because, you know, my Sharks are the second favorite team of mine. Alex Moreno, $1.99. Julio Jones holdout continues. Straight destinations. I'd probably say... where would he go? Miami, maybe? Shoot. Who else really needs a wideout right now? I mean, there's so many options you could really go with that, but I don't know if there's much you could really do there. Alex Callaway, thoughts on MLB expanding to 32 teams? They shouldn't do it because they're already having attendance issues, and where are you going to put the other 2 teams? Like, most of the teams that have stadiums don't really have the space for it. They have minor league teams. They don't really have a leverage. There's nowhere else you can really put it. Unless you go Canada again, you throw one in Montreal and maybe Vancouver, but otherwise I don't agree it's a good idea. 7-Eleven was a part-time job. $5. Why is the NFL bigger than the MLB NHL? Too long of a schedule, too many teams. By the way, will you dab on esports teams soon? Overwatch League. I don't really know enough about, like, esports right now to really gauge it. All I know is, like, a bunch of old sports owners have taken out, like, teams like Robert Kraft, Crunky, Wopon, and they throw that. And the NFL's popular because, you know, brand name, recognition, it's everywhere. People report on it. People care about it. It has that reputation. That's why it's more popular. Shock Factor 222 for $4.99. Thoughts on the Flyers for next season, and what would you do if you were the Flyers GM? Get a decent goaltender for the part-time. Because Carter Hart ain't ready. You need a goalie. Did you see how bad it was in the playoffs in last year? Just saying. And also get a new coach. Because your head coach sucks. Donut DJ 325 for $5. Yes, no, Detroit Lions legacy of failure. A Lions vid's been on my bucket list for a while. The key is there's not enough to go on right now. They're just mediocre. Mediocrity defined. They would have been great a few years ago, but let's face it, you know what they're known for? 0-16. They're known for failure. They're not known for anything right now. They're known for wasting Matt Stafford. White Orgasm 20 for $9. Thoughts on the Avs this upcoming season? I think the Avs, I think they'll make the playoffs again. They might be able to make noise because, once again, they have stronger goaltending. I think their defense will, like a lot of their players, will start to develop. What they really need is depth. And they should be able to get it with, the development of, Comfer, Kamenev, maybe. You would go with, Sam Girard looks pretty special. And I would say about that regard. But the extra goaltending will help out a bit, too.